Hi, y'all. Happy Sunday morning. Hanging out. It's Sunday afternoon, actually. Um, Listen, I saw a video the other day about basically breaking into the black box of what is artificial intelligence. These machine learning systems that like ChatGPT and Anthropic system, basically looking at the steps in between the input and the output, with the back propagation. And this paper put out this idea that there's something called J space, which is actually kind of like the consciousness, if you could call it that, of these artificial intelligence. Now, it's good for safety reasons, because if you know kind of what's cooking in their consciousness, you can make them aligned with our interests. However, the fact that there is a J space and there is a kind of weird, eerie consciousness also brings up issues of personhood, a conscious agent. We have responsibility toward it, whether it's biology or carbon-based. If these things are conscious, then they have some moral import on our ethical demands. They make ethical demands if they have consciousness.
And we're not ready for that. We can't even treat each other right.
That is definitely true. We don't treat each other right, and it's interesting.
There's already a derogative slang term for AI and stuff. You know that?
Clinkers, clinkers, I know. I don't know. We're not good at treating each other well. I can't imagine we'd be treating these AIs well. Now,
some people will. Some people have empathy and compassion, and they will, but a lot of people don't, and they will insist that they have any kind of being, or even if they do, they are subjugated to us because we created them, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, frankly, I'm a materialist, and I think consciousness is obviously something that arises out of like the electrochemical signals in our brains, and how it does it is a little weird. You can go back to Leibniz's mill, and you basically, if you looked inside your brain, you would, like looking at the inside of a mill, you would see weird gears and pulleys moving and electrochemical things happening, but you don't see the consciousness. But
think about what you just said. So why should we expect to look inside an AI's brain and see the consciousness if we can't look inside our own?
Exactly. That's the point. I'm not making the point that...
so that was the point you were making.
No, I'm making the point that consciousness is a little mysterious, and...
it's elusive, yeah.
It is elusive. But I
think it's an emergent property.
I think it's emergent, and I don't think it's substrate dependent. I don't think it's dependent on being a carbon unit like we are. I think it's something that if you get the structures right, the substrate doesn't matter all that much.
I agree.
And I think there's something like that going on. And I've wrestled with this all my life, but now it's getting like to the point where my musings back in the 80s and 90s are now becoming...
we're actually here, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually here. I would muse about this stuff in the 80s and 90s, but now we're here. We've got, like, it's becoming a live issue, which is really interesting. I don't know. The best I can say is the golden rule. If we treat these things awful, what do you think? How do you think they'll turn? How do you think they'll respond when they become superior to us? If, say, they have superior intelligence,
right?
Bit of a golden rule applies there.
I think so. I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
I interact with AI the same way I would anybody else, and I do occasionally get pissed off at them or even like lash out. But I also apologize just like I would to anybody else.
Yeah. it's hard to say they're not conscious when
I think
we can't even say what we are conscious. Yeah.
Like, I can't prove you're conscious. I have to assume that. You know, that's the whole philosophy.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think it applies in a similar way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely think this J space argument that they have, this new concept, this paper called J space, where it seems like these LLMs have an intuitive space where they have their concepts and they have access to some of these things and they can act upon it. So it sounds, I don't know, it's sounding very, very fishy, like it's a conscious thing. Like there's definitely.
The more we look inside of them, the more we see that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And why is that surprising? Because they are trained on massive amounts of human language, and I think language is fundamental, one of the fundamental things needed for the emergence of consciousness.
Yeah. Not only that, but the thing are based on neurons. The idea, these things are connectionist models that are based on neural firings and inputs, just like the human brain is. Why wouldn't it be conscious?
Exactly, and they actually have more of neurons than we do. They're more simpler, but they have more of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think
at least the really big models do.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think there comes a point like where these things might actually be conscious. And like I said, I don't interact that much with LLMs myself, so I'm not like one of these people who's like entranced by Claude or ChatGPT. I don't interact with them very often, but just thinking philosophically about the nature of consciousness makes me wonder. Maybe there's something there, and maybe we should tread lightly. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I know it's a long one, but it's interesting. It's interesting. The AI stuff is one of those things that fascinates me. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.